Have you ever felt like you got whacked in the head by an unforeseen curveball?
The 0-1 pitch, way inside, it hit him. Piazza is hit by the pitch ball, and he is down on his back.
And then feared what is in store going forward? Okay, I get it. It's not a baseball, but you get the point. Well, that's how I felt this past week, and I want to share with you something I found to be so incredibly comforting and encouraging. You can have it too if you want. Just ask and you shall receive. Now, it all started a few years ago when I was out for my morning walk while listening to the audiobook, The Universe Has Your Back by Gabrielle Bernstein. Now, Gabrielle talks about asking God or the universe for a sign, and the first thing that popped in my mind was a rainbow. I then proceeded to have a whole inner dialogue with myself that started something like, wait, no, why would you pick that? It's very rare to see a rainbow. Maybe I should pick something more common like a bird or a leaf. Well, for whatever reason, I kept thinking about a rainbow, so I decided to surrender my own thoughts and just roll with it. Well, I continue to be completely amazed by how frequently I receive the sign at the most appropriate time. And I encourage you to ask the universe for a sign and go with your gut instinct, the first thing that comes to mind. Now, you may have that same inner dialogue conversation with yourself like I did, but just go with your gut. So one of the most profound stories about my sign is when I was making the decision of whether or not to adjust my career to start the Vision Project. And I remember it like it was yesterday. I was driving on the expressway and to meet my sister and brother-in-law for dinner and tell them this life-changing plan of mine. Now, I was very nervous because it was such a big change and I had no idea where this was going to go. And I realized that telling my family made it that much more real. So I was excited and nervous both at the same time. And when I turned onto the expressway, there was a full, huge, beautiful, most vibrant color palette of a rainbow extended across the entire highway. The amount of comfort that provided me was incredible, and I was even more excited to pursue my dream. That was the sign that God gave me, saying that I'm headed in the right direction and that everything is going to be okay. Now, another appearance of my sign happened right before I left for A-Fest in Jordan. The morning before my trip, I woke up to a huge, thick rainbow that took up half my kitchen window. That immediately put a smile on my face, and I do remember thinking it was kind of odd because I felt, well, yeah, this is where I'm supposed to be. Well, after I got sick and missed the events that brought me to Jordan, I remembered the rainbow and once again thought, okay, everything is going to be okay, and for whatever reason, this must be a part of the plan. I couldn't see it at the time, but I knew everything was going to be fine. I feel like my story of what happened in Jordan impacted so many more lives than my life would have been impacted by the seminar. And I still had an opportunity to meet some amazing people and to attend it and again. So the beginning and tail end of my trip was absolutely amazing. And quite honestly, even the time I had in isolation to reflect on what happened really shaped me as well. I still think I'll have the opportunity to go back again. It just wasn't meant to be at that time. I have many other stories about my signs coming through at just the right time, but most recently, right after my challenging week that I talked about, I decided to focus on turning that roadblock into an opportunity. So as I was sitting outside talking to my husband about it, I saw a big rainbow over the house. The following day, I was working out some details for a possible solution, and later that evening, I saw another huge rainbow. I can't express how comforting that is. Even though I don't know how my difficult situation will play out, I know it's not my plan and that no matter what, God has my back. From the time I came up with this episode until the recording, I learned a great lesson from it and already see how this can be a great opportunity. I'm hopeful and will continue to put my focus and my energy on the positive outcome that I desire. And I know I may have to pivot again. And if so, I'll just adjust and keep doing so until I get to that next level. But it's so nice to see how plentiful God's signs are when you're grateful and when you look for them and ask for them. I was never aware of these signs before I started the Vision Project, so I wanted to share those stories with you to encourage you to ask for a sign so you can go forth and be awesome. Now, I highly recommend reading the whole book, The Universe Has Your Back, and it's featured as a fave read on my website. Just go to vpmanifest.com to see the full list. Please share this episode with anyone you want to encourage and see live their best life. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Carolyn Litton, creator of the Vision Project, signing off for the day. Thanks so much for watching, and as per usual, go forth and be awesome.